Hello and welcome to Indie Encounter. My name is Sandra Laraine Coleman. The mission of our show is to give independent performers and artists access to as wide an audience as possible, and to give you, our viewers, a window into their art, their artistic process, and why they have chosen their particular avenue to connect with the world. All art is about communication and connection. Let's meet today's indie artist, Cayenne. Cayenne, welcome back.
Thank you.
It is such a pleasure to have you here as a poetess and spoken word artist, but it's an even bigger joy to have you here with your jewelry. Tell us how you got started making jewelry.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about this jewelry. I got started because all my life I have thought of designs in my head that I want, and then I actually go out into a store and try and buy them and can't find them because it's mine.
Right.
My baby, actually. So I thought of these earrings I wanted, and I made a pair of earrings, and someone bought them out of my ear, and I had an aha moment. And that's how I started doing it.
Absolutely, because everybody always wants what you have. So from there, you birthed Boho Funk. Now tell us about how you came up with the name Boho Funk for your...
Oh boy, was that a process. It just kind of came to me, but I came through so many, because when I first started creating things, I was doing hair sticks. I was decorating like the Chinese hair sticks that you put in the hair.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought of, okay, I'm going to name it Cayenne's Creations. Then Cayenne's whatever. Then I thought of Boho Funktastic, because boho is bohemian.
Oh,
and I always thought my jewelry was kind of funky. So that's where I got Boho Funktastics. But then I started branching out into doing much, much more than hair sticks.
right.
So I dropped the sticks, and that's how I came up with Boho Funk, and I just kept it.
Yeah, that's an awesome
So,
name, and it's very distinctive, because when I'm on Facebook and I see Boho Funk, I'm like, oh, what's she doing now? So do you have like regular clients that, like, every time you make something, like I know for me making jewelry, people want to know, okay, when you make some more rings, let me know. So do you have people that, when you make some more of this, let me know, or when you make some more of that?
I just have loyal customers, because I'm always doing something different. I don't have too many, just the ear cuffs I have, people like really want those on a regular basis, but I'm always doing something so different that people just want whatever I'm doing new. But my regular clients is my poetry community has embraced this and put me on the map, per se, you know.
Right. So being a spoken word artist has helped you in this aspect too.
Yeah.
Because
Because the earrings that were taken out of my ears, I performed at a poetry venue, and I went home with no earrings that night, but I had extra $20 in my pocket. So
okay.
it was
And that's okay.
and that was all good, because I can make another pair of earrings. But yeah, that's how it started.
Do you ever like mix your media? Like if you go to a spoken word venue and they might let you set up a table?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. So they really, because I know it's the same for me too. They love the fact that you're doing other things, and they want to promote every aspect of you. Whereas I know sometimes when you're moving about your daily life, everybody might not want to support or promote.
They want you to be about, if you're working a 9-to-5 job, they want you to be about whatever you're doing for them. They're
Right.
not interested in who you are as
Right.
a person.
And don't be bringing your earrings up in here neither, Yeah, so definitely. But your work is phenomenal. Now talk
you.
about some of the jewelry that you made. I know you're doing honesty bracelets now.
Yes, I am doing honesty bracelets. I'm doing them for men and women. This is the woman's version. And it features like a Swarovski crystal. The bling bling on it, you can see, is a Swarovski crystal. And then the silver, and it's macrame. It can also be, I'm doing men's bracelets also. Like this one is a favorite, with the lava rock and the stone and the copper. So these are like kind of the popular trend going on now. So I'm not a real trendy girl. I like to do my own stuff. But I kind of jumped on that bandwagon for these because I just like them myself. So.
Yeah, and they are beautiful.
Thank
and I want to ask you, like, when you are picking your beads or what you're going to use? Because I know certain beads speak to me. Color, shape, or so what's your process when you pick?
When I look at a bead, it'll inspire a whole piece. I'll see something, I'll be like, oh, I can make this out of it. I can make a bracelet, or I'll see a ring, or so it'll inspire a whole piece just from the bead.
Wow, that is awesome. Because I know I sometimes I don't see the end product. I just see, oh, I like that, and I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it. I just like the beads.
Right.
But then when I get the inspiration, it usually turns out to be something pretty phenomenal. And like you, I can't keep earrings because people always want the stuff I make for myself. Do you have that issue too? People? Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah,
all
definitely. The time. And you do festivals too as well, or you go
I do
out
festivals. I really like doing the farmers markets around town. I do that probably more than anything else. Place things in boutiques. And going to the poetry venues. I love going to the poetry venues.
Definitely, definitely. So there's quite a few artists around that have your product.
Yeah. It feels fantastic to walk into the lounge and see 6 or 7 girls running around with my earrings on.
Absolutely, I bet. Because I know how it feels for me, and see people actually wearing your stuff. Because it looks one way on the board, but when somebody's actually wearing it,
it's like a transformation.
Right.
I can remember I did this one poetry venue where in return for letting me set up, she asked me to donate a piece so that she could raffle it off to fund for her slam team to go to nationals. So I agreed to do that, and I took a piece that personally I wasn't like fond of, as in I wouldn't wear it myself, but it might look great on somebody else, and that's what I gave her to raffle off. And it was a nice piece, but I wouldn't have chosen it myself.
Right.
The girl who won it, it was like I made that piece for her. She came and her whole face, after the show, she came up to me and her whole face was lit up, and I was like, like, what's going on? Because all I could see was this lit up face.
Right.
And she said, pointing to the necklace, and the necklace was like, I made that necklace for her, and she was so happy. I was like, that was worth more than any money I made tonight. Just the fact that I made that girl that happy with that piece, with that jewelry.
Absolutely. And then, like you said, it might not be something that you're fond of, but for someone else.
Every piece is for somebody.
Exactly. Exactly. And I have a friend that tells me, like, sometimes you do the farmers markets and you might sell a lot, but then you might not sell anything. Well, he told me once I was discouraged, he said, that's okay. The owner hasn't come yet. For what?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Totally get it. And after you said that, it made me think of that, because that piece was made for her. And she got it.
Yeah.
It found its way to her.
I found its way to her.
The owner came for it. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it is awesome. It's just when you see somebody's face light up that you've made them feel that way with just a piece of your art. It's just a big reward.
Yeah.
More than monetary. It's such a fulfilling feeling in that.
So when you're sitting down and you get inspired with these pieces, because you don't only do beads, you actually paint the leather.
Yes, I do painted leather. I'm going to show you a real sample right here of some leather that I painted, just because it's easier for me to grab. I have a pointer here. I should point with the pointer, huh? This is a white leather and brown leather. And I put some brass, some studs in there, and then I hand painted everything. The white is the color of the leather, and brown here. So anything else you see is something that I've hand painted. But very, very lightweight.
And you put a lot of detail in your, because these to me kind of have that Native American feel. Because of the colors and the use of the leather and the fact that you hand painted it.
Yeah.
To me, it just kind of has like a Native American feel. So your jewelry speaks to more than one, like, culture or.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's bohemian, and that's all that crosses. Just natural, I think. It's definitely not. I wouldn't say my jewelry would be Afrocentric. I would never describe it as that. I wouldn't say it's even just all bohemian. It's just something It's art.
Exactly.
It's
and
art.
so whatever speaks to you,
Whatever speaks to me.
because I'm looking at these.
And
which
I
are-
know why she's looking at. I get to use my pointer now. These are also leather. And what's great about them is there's. Can you grab that
Yes,
for me?
sure.
One
Oops.
fell on the floor. They're super fabulous, and they really make a statement, but they don't weigh nothing.
And they're mine.
And these are this particular pair. That pair is our Sandra's.
Yes, these are
But
mine.
I can't make a similar pair. I don't really do. I do mostly one of a kind. I don't really do.
Right. And that's a beautiful thing. That's another beautiful thing
Factory
about being the artist and being the creator, because I know that when people buy my stuff, that's what I tell them. It's a one of a kind. I'll never do the same thing twice. You know, it might be I'll use the same beads, but yeah.
It's going to be a little twist to it somewhere.
Exactly. Exactly. So how do your sons and your family, are they supportive of your endeavors? Because you're so multidimensional.
Some more than others.
Uh-huh.
You know, my kids are young, so they want to jump on a bandwagon. After everybody else gives their stamp of approval, then my kids don't want to. It depends. You know, I may do something. Say I do something that's not particularly their style. They may not like it at first, but then eventually it'll grow on them. But,
Right.
yeah, but my friends and family are very supportive.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, who would not be, right? Supportive. Because it's so different.
I try and come up with different stuff.
Because you don't want, especially if you're doing it, you don't want everybody walking around looking the same.
Right.
With
my stuff on.
Right. Right. So talk about, like, when you go, I know you said the beads speak to you, but some of the materials that you use, like the chain and the brass and the gold or silver, what are
I use a lot of crystal. I use Swarovski. I use clean, natural feathers. My feathers are very, very, very clean. I use a lot of hematite and bronze and copper as opposed to just junk.
Right.
I don't like to use junk. I like to make pieces that are going to last a lifetime, and you're not going to have them, and a year later you got your favorite earrings and they're turning whatever color they turn when they're supposed to be silver.
Right.
You know, green or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so I try not to use crap. I
Right.
try and use good things, because I know when I wear it, when I wear things, I like to have quality. Quality matters.
Exactly, and it does, and it shows in your work. It really
Thank
does.
you.
Now, what are some of the different kinds of feathers that you use?
On this is an Earcup. This is one of my favorite pieces. I'm going to show you real quick how it goes
beautiful.
on. This goes around the ears. Some people like to make a statement, but some women or men, it's not just for women, can't have a lot of weight on their ear or in their piercing or something. So this is something that just goes around the ear. And you can just adjust. The wire is so pliable. The wire is made of bronze. I usually use bronze or copper, nothing else. And if I can take my dangle out, you can really see the earring itself. And it just kind of hangs around the ear and gives you a nice statement without putting a lot of weight on the ear. And you wear a single, you wear just one. I do have one customer who insisted I make her two at a time, though.
And you know, because I was going to say, I would do two.
You would do two. I've had another customer that says, yeah, I do two at a time. But, you know, and then this one is kind of tame. The colors are vibrant, but I have them reach like all the way down.
Wow. So you make
You know.
them in different lengths.
I make them in different lengths. I just make them different, whatever comes out.
Right. Now talk
what comes
about
out.
the ear lace.
The ear lace.
Yes.
This is something that is kind of growing in popularity, and I can't say that I invented this,
Oh, okay.
but I'm about to master it.
Huh.
I'm about to master. I've never seen anyone do them quite like I do, though.
Right.
Let's just put it that way. And this is an ear lace. This is a necklace and earrings, and you just put them in your ears. It's like earrings, and then you have the
Beautiful.
whole thing there.
So you don't have to worry about having your, because I know for me, I like really big earrings, so I never wear a necklace. But that would be perfect for somebody like me.
Yeah, because you can make the full statement. And I've had customers express concern about, oh, is that going to catch on? But it doesn't. I've never had an ear lace that I wore catch on anything for, doing whatever I'm doing.
Right, because you figure if you're wearing a necklace and it's not catching,
And it's not catching, why would an ear lace catch? Yeah.
Yeah.
But some customers have that fear, but I've never had it. I love them.
They're beautiful.
It's just a different kind of
They're really, really beautiful.
jewelry to wear.
And it's and I noticed that some of your items are hematite. So you really like hematite.
Yes, a really nice stone that blends in good with silver or gold or copper.
Mm.
And it's pretty lightweight it's not a stone. You can buy it as a stone.
Right.
Or a chain or whatever, but it's pretty lightweight.
Right.
So that's another reason I like it, because it can serve a lot of purposes. Like this is hematite.
Mm-hmm.
What else is hematite here? The chain on this is hematite. Hematite is pretty cool.
So you do custom too. Do you get special requests? I know you said a friend wanted this, and so you figured out how to make it.
They figured out, yeah, they asked me to please do ear cuffs. Yeah. I get custom in that someone will ask me to make a thing, like a bracelet or an honesty bracelet or something like that, but not too many custom, maybe some colors. Like use some purple in my feathers or use some blue in my feathers or something, but I have to do the designing.
Right.
Do the designing to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now you mentioned earlier that you actually come across parrot feathers.
Yes.
Tell us the story about the parrot feathers.
I have a very dear friend who has this strong liking for parrots. She has like 5 parrots. And when they shed their feathers, Cayenne gets them and gets to make pretty things. And they have such parrot feathers. Here's one, if you can see it. Has such brilliant color that you can't get in any other feather.
Wow. Those are
there's
gorgeous.
One on the other side of that, not the purple, but the one in the center, that vibrant. You can't even paint that color.
Wow.
So you can go and buy all the other feathers. You can buy peacocks.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy goose. But you can't really buy parrot feathers.
And they were probably really expensive if you were able to buy them. I'm assuming because of the color.
Well, the nature of the birds, if they're kept as a domesticated pet, they're not going to be getting rid of their feathers like that.
Right.
Peacocks shed their quills all the time, so that's plentiful. They can walk around the zoo and pick those up, clean them, and you can buy them or whatever.
Wow.
But parrot feathers are just, they don't come out like a whole lot. The bird doesn't shed like a lot of them.
Right.
So yeah, they're not plentiful.
Right.
They're really an exotic feather to have.
That is awesome that you're able to get them.
I know,
too.
and I love them too. I love them.
Absolutely. Now, do you use other things to make jewelry? Because I know I'm on this kick right now. The Christmas ornaments.
Oh yeah.
I make earrings out of Christmas store. I got some.
You show them to me.
We're gonna talk.
Okay. Okay.
But I noticed like the hair clip, because you also make things for the hair too.
Right.
Especially with the younger generation. Now, what do you find the younger generation likes about, or products that you have that the younger generation likes versus maybe somebody, like in their 30s or a little older? Yeah.
Younger generation definitely likes the feathers, and they definitely like the bling.
That just says just made a whole statement with that right there.
Right.
Yeah. Now, what are some of your older clients? What do they prefer?
They like stones, a little bit more demure and smaller jewelry, a little bit more understated than my younger clients.
Now, see, what I like is each age group I described, you have something for them.
I do.
So
for the most, I can't get my stick here, but for the most conservative woman, something like these.
Those are beautiful.
They're just a piece of agate. A really small, tiny earring, but still just a lot of detail to make it a very unusual.
That's beautiful.
Earring.
And I like because it has these colors in the stone, and then it has you put the little beads with it, and it really picks up.
Yeah, like a little eardrop. And agate is my favorite stone, actually, because you can get so many different colors in agate.
Yeah.
This is agate. this is agate. It's, and that's totally different than this.
Right.
So it's so many different colors
and
that you
shapes
can get.
too.
And
Agate
shapes. I
comes
love
in some
agate.
wonderful shapes too. But my eyes keep going to. I love.
Keeps
these.
going to your favorite.
Those are my favorite. Now, actually, because I also like this. Talk about this bead. It's like a kind of a mesh.
It's a mesh ball. And I picked that bead because it's very, very lightweight, yet it's big and bold enough to make a statement.
And I like how you use the copper and the gold. Now, is this a hematite mesh ball?
I don't think that's hematite. It's a
Okay.
metal. I think that's a brass. It's not a hematite.
Oh, but it's beautiful.
But it blends in well with hematite if you use the hematite chain.
But
or
I like
anything
how you
like
have
that.
the copper. Here, is that copper?
That's copper.
Yeah, and then you have like the bling here, and then the gold. It reminds me of like on the Taj Mahal level, like the way the architecture is. It reminds me of the architecture.
I didn't even think of that, but I see.
You see it? See how
see
creative
what
you
you
are.
say. I didn't even think of that aspect of it, but it is a little Taj Mahal-ish, huh?
You know what you could do? Like
What?
sometimes when you have your stuff out, like I said, that has like the Taj Mahal feel. You can ask people what, like what would their interpretation of your jewelry be, and
Besides dropping it all on the floor.
but what do they think of when they see it? Or, certain pieces, and then maybe you could do like a little backstory or something.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I need to find energy and time to do that.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
many people name each piece of jewelry too.
Right.
And it's hard to do that when you do one of a kind, huh?
Yeah, it is.
But then when you put them on a site for sale or something like that, it's easier when someone says, okay, I want the butterflies or I want the whatever you name it.
Right. So if someone wanted to have you come display your jewelry or purchase some, how would they get in contact with you?
Well, they could contact me through Speakaholic. I'm on Facebook. I have Cayenne's Corner on Etsy.com.
Oh.
So through all of those, I can be
Right.
contacted.
So remember, ladies and gentlemen, Cayenne's Jewelry, Boho Funk.
Boho Funk.
Etsy.com. Make sure you check her out because her jewelry is phenomenal and it is awesome. And I want to ask you before we wrap it up, what advice would you give to like a younger, they don't even have to be a jewelry artist, but what advice would you give like somebody younger who's like, oh yeah, I want to do that?
Be prepared to get your heart broke. There's a lot of advice. I heard you just speak about it. Be prepared, when you're going to sell it and you are personally vested in this because it's your personal art. So your feelings may get hurt when you think you should have got $400 worth of sales and you got $20, especially if everybody. Be patient. And just like I said about learning your art form with the poetry, learn your art form.
Absolutely.
There's so many different aspects of this. You have to learn the art form, the marketing process, and you have to network.
Right.
So that's my advice. Be prepared to do that. Be prepared to get your heart broken and just get on right back up on that horse because only the strong survive.
That's right. That's right. And with the networking and looking for places and think outside the box.
Right, definitely.
Don't think, because I know I would sit out with a table on Saturdays, pass flyers out in the neighborhood and sit outside with a table and sell my jewelry that way. People walking by or people I got a flyer I just came to see and end up buying something. Some Saturdays I did okay, some Saturdays I didn't, but I kept doing it.
Persevering.
Absolutely. And farmers markets that you mentioned earlier is another good place to have your stuff available.
And with any art form, I don't care what your art form, if you want to be an actor or if you want to create or if you want to paint or if you want to do poetry, do it for the love. And you'll never be disappointed.
Absolutely.
If you're doing it for the love of the art form and that authenticity comes through, it's going to come through in your art and it's going to help you manifest some other things because you're going to be doing it anyway.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.
The poetry, sharing your jewelry, sharing you. Your spirit is beautiful and wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
This has been Indie Encounter, a journey into the world of the independent creators of art and artistic communication. I want to thank today's guest, Cayenne, for sharing her artistic vision with us. If you want to find out more about today's guest, check her out on Facebook, Etsy.com. You can even Google her, Boho Funk. Check out our website here at PasadenaCommunityNetwork.com and select the Arroyo channel. You may also follow up with me on Facebook or check out the website 4mark.com for more info about the show. Thanks to our director, Lilia Fernandez Gaspar, and crew for making the show possible. Thanks to all of you. We hope to see you here again when we embark on another Indie Encounter.